Believe it or not, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. So God gave me a revelation yesterday that I thought was an amazing revelation, and I wanted to share it with you. I'm in the medical field. I work a couple jobs. One of the jobs that I do is a part-time job, and it's patient transport. So I work on a transit. I transport patients from the hospital back home to, hospice, to all sorts of different facilities, to appointments. And yesterday I was working that job, and this job can be tough. It can be hard. It's a lot of moving. It's a lot of driving. It's a lot of going out of your way to all these different places. And yesterday I was really in my feels, and I was like, is this where you want me? I came to this job in obedience, thinking that this is where God wanted me to be, just kind of to be there in certain situations. So yesterday I'm talking to God, and I'm like, I don't understand, Lord. It feels like every time I'm at this job, there's always something that comes up that makes me feel that I don't want to be here. That makes me feel like this might be the day that I just walk away and say, you know what, I don't need this. This is a part-time job. I came to this job in obedience, thinking that this is where you want me, but right now, I don't know. Is this really where you want me to be? Is this really what you want me to do with my time? Because there's other things I could be doing. There's other jobs I could be working. Do I really belong here? So I'm having this conversation with God as I'm outside of a patient's house. So I go into the patient's house, and he's there with a nurse. He has a nurse advocate that's coming with him, and I'm taking this guy to an appointment. So I load him up into the transit. I take the nurse with me. We're having a conversation on the way there. Nothing really special, right? We get to this appointment, and I pull up to the patient drop-off. I stop. I get out. He gets out, the nurse gets out, and we're gonna unload the patient. I'm gonna take him upstairs to his appointment. So I get out, I walk around the transit, the nurse gets out, he's walking, we're about to unload the patient. And there was this woman that was walking on the sidewalk next to us, and she was pushing her son in a walker. Her son had a broken leg, and the way she was pushing him was like one of those sit-down walkers. He's sitting in it, and she's pushing it up the sidewalk ramp. As she's pushing it, I'm right next to her, he's right next to her, and before you know it, as she's pushing him, all of a sudden she slips, she falls face first onto the concrete. Her son in the walker is like going up the ramp backwards. He falls backwards, nearly hits his head on the concrete, and they both fell right in front of us. So keep in mind, he's a nurse, I'm a licensed EMT, and we both witness this as it happens. So immediately he goes to help her. I go to help the kid. I grab his arm and start trying to lift him up. We get the mom up first, and then we lift up the son in the walker along with all the stuff together. Like, we lifted all together and brought him back up, helped him get up the ramp and get into the building. So then after that, the nurse and I were talking about it. We unload my patient, take him up to his appointment. I leave them there, and then I take off. So as I'm driving away, I was really thinking about what just happened. And I heard in my spirit as I was driving, I have you exactly where I need you. So I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking, you know what? If you had not been there, first of all, if you had not been there, that nurse had not been there, and let's say that person fell, there was no one else there to help them up. Who knows how bad they could have been hurt, or who knows how bad they would have been hurt, or how long they would have been sitting on the sidewalk. Now, the demographic of people that are going in this building, it's nothing but elderly people. It's older people going to doctor's appointments. So the fact that we were there in that moment shows that we were exactly where we needed to be. Because had we not been there, who knows what would have happened to those people. Keep in mind that this is 20 minutes after me asking God, are you sure this is where you want me to be? Because I can leave. I don't need to be here. And had I have left right then and there and said, you know what, I don't need this. What could have changed? What would the outcome have been for those two people that we helped? How many more people am I going to encounter at this job that I haven't encountered yet that God is going to use me to help? So if you're questioning, why am I in this circumstance? Why am I going through what I'm going through? Understand, it's not just about you. Sometimes you're in a situation because God is going to use you in that specific situation to help somebody else. Me being at this job is not necessarily about me, it's about who He's going to use me and when I'm going to encounter these people. And if I get caught up in my feelings and I focus on the negatives and how I feel sometimes at this position, I'm missing out on what God could be using me for, and what he might use me for, and what encounters may happen. It's a ripple effect. It really is, because without your position where you're at, something doesn't happen with another person, which then doesn't happen with another person, then it doesn't happen with another person. And so many things are prevented just by what you choose not to do. So be encouraged. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. God does not make mistakes. He knows the plans that he has for you, and they're plans for good and to prosper you. So just keep going. Do not allow your circumstances to affect your future. It's a moment in time. This too shall pass, and you will understand later on why you went through what you went through, or why you were at where you were at when you were at it. So I hope this encouraged somebody. I have more videos coming soon. God bless you so much. Take care.